Hello students, welcome to Breedmark Academy. Myself LS Nanda. Now in our previous year question series of JEE Main and JEE Advanced, this is the next problem that I am going to take today. It's a question based on the topic of functions. It says if the domain of the function f of x equal to log of 4x square plus 11x plus 6 to the base e plus sine inverse of 4x plus 3 plus cos inverse of 10x plus 6 divided upon 3 is greater than alpha but less than or equal to beta, then 36 into mod of alpha plus beta is equal to. So that means basically in this question we have to find the domain of the function fx, because from that domain we will be getting the values of alpha and beta, and then we will put in the expression 36 into mod of alpha plus beta and hence find its value. Now we know that whenever two or more than two functions are being added up to form another function and we have to find the domain of the final function, then to find the domain of the final function we have to find the intersection of the domains of all individual functions. That means to find the domain of fx, I need to find the domain of log of 4x square plus 11x plus 6, domain of sine inverse of 4x plus 3, and similarly domain of cos inverse of 10x plus 6 by 3. And then I will find their intersection. Fine. Now students, first of all, let's find the domain of log of 4x square plus 11x plus 6. Now in the case of logarithmic function, we know that its input must always be positive. So that means this quantity 4x square plus 11x plus 6 must be positive. So let's factorize it to get the right interval for x. From here we get 4x plus 3 into x plus 2 greater than 0. And by using wavy curve method, we get x less than minus 2 or greater than minus 3 by 4. Right? So I am calling this domain as D1. So this is open interval minus infinity to minus 2 union minus 3 by 4 open interval minus 3 by 4 to infinity. Fine. Now students, we will find the domain for the middle function, that is sine inverse of 4x plus 3. And to get the domain of this function, we know that the domain of original sine inverse x is closed minus 1 to 1. So that means 4x plus 3 must lie between minus 1 to 1. That is, it should be greater than or equal to minus 1 but less than or equal to 1. So just subtract 3 throughout the inequality. So you will be getting x lying between minus 1 to minus half. So that means the domain of the middle part of the function fx is closed minus 1 to minus half. Fine. I am calling this particular domain as D2. Now students, we will move towards the last part of the function, that is cos inverse of 10x plus 6 divided by 3. Now students, we move towards the last part of the function fx, that is cos inverse of 10x plus 6 divided by 3. Now to find the domain of this particular part, we will refer to the domain of cos inverse x. We know that the domain of cos inverse x is closed minus 1 to 1. So that means 10x plus 6 divided upon 3 will lie between closed minus 1 to 1. That means it will be greater than or equal to minus 1 and less than or equal to 1. Now just multiply the entire inequality by 3 throughout. Now subtract by 6 throughout. And now divide the inequality throughout by 10. So this is the domain. Now I am calling this domain by the name D3. So it is closed minus 9 by 10 to minus 3 by 10. Fine. Now students, if we call the domain of the function fx as D, then we know that D1 is nothing but D1 intersection D2 intersection D3. That means we have to find the intersection of all of these domains. Now let's plot all of these domains on the real number line and then we will find their intersection. So I'm just plotting the numbers. This is -2, this is -1, this is -9/10, this is -3/4, this is -half, and this is -3/10. Right? Now students, I will be plotting the lines for respective domains. Now the first domain D1 was -infinity to -2. So I'm calling this particular line by the name 1, means it is connected with the domain D1. And then it was union open interval -3/4 to infinity. So I'm just making a small dot over here just to show that -3/4 and -2 are not included. Fine. So this is again marked by 1. Now the second domain D2 is closed -1 to -half. So it is this particular region. I am marking it by the line number 2. And the third domain D3 is closed -9/10 to -3/10. That means it is this particular region. Fine. Now students, you have to look carefully and mark that particular region where all the 3 lines are overlapping. Now just mark that particular region. You are clearly observing that the region marked between -3/4 open to -half closed is the region which is coming in all the 3 domains. That is domain number 1, D1, D2 as well as D3. Because all the 3 lines or 3 lines of all these 3 regions are overlapping here. So that means alpha is equal to -3/4 and beta is equal to -half. And we have to find 36 into mod of alpha plus beta. So this is how much? 36 into mod of -3/4 -half. So this becomes 36 into mod of -5/4. And finally, this is 45. Right? So students, option B is the correct one. Now students, next question I will be posting in tomorrow's video. Till then, goodbye. Keep watching my videos and enhance your knowledge of mathematics. Thanks.